Welcome back to Funny-ish. I'm Aaron Martinez.
I'm Andrew Stein.
And this is Funny-ish. What is this podcast about?
Well, we are two comedians in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia, the city too busy to hate. Plenty of open micers have that premise. But yeah, we're here to kind of talk about Atlanta comedy, talk about open mic comedy, and educate people on how they can get better at comedy, hopefully, and our experience in comedy. It's a lot of comedy. We're trying to be funny. We're always trying to be funny.
Well, let's do it. Okay, what open mics are out there right now?
Okay, open mic rundown for the week. Fun segment. Starting now. So every Monday, we have McCracken's, Johnny McCracken's, and Jimmy Mac's. Those are both in Marietta, and McCracken's is a bucket, and Jimmy Mac's is a show up, go up. Tuesday night, we have roll call. We have Cats, Nonies, and Limerick. Roll call is bucket. Cats is show up, go up. Very rare you'll get a spot, if I'm honest. Nonies is bucket, and Limerick is show up, go up. Wednesday, we have roll call again. Which is bucket, Blue Lagoon, which is show up, go up, Crown, show up, go up again, and Smith's Old Bar, which is show up, go up. So Wednesday, I got a lot of opportunities there. Thursday, we've got Frogger open mic at Joystick Game Bar, show up, go up. Black House, show up, go up. Monticello, show up, go up. And Lions Den, show up, go up. So a lot of opportunities to just show up and get your name on an open mic list.
That was fast. Fast.
I want to do the fast rundown.
Yeah, fast rundown.
We don't call it a walk down.
Oh, that's good. What are your favorite open mics?
My favorites personally are McCracken's on Monday. I do really like roll call on Tuesday or Wednesday. Both a good time. And I like Blue Lagoon as well. It's a fun room if you end up getting a spot. Objectively, Cats is the best out of that group. However, it's nearly impossible to get a spot on it. So,
yeah, I had a spot once, but that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and nothing was happening that night.
Yeah, last time I got a spot was during the pandemic, and I think I was second to last, or I may have been last on the lineup. So I did. It was fun. It was a great time though.
There's a good crowd always.
Yeah, there's at least 40, 50 people there every single week. Mm-hmm. So. Legitimately an awesome comedy show. So I definitely recommend that one. Haven't been there recently just because there's other stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're consistently getting time at other places, you may want to think about doing that.
Yeah,
instead of just waiting around.
Yeah, for sure. It's and if you get tight with Maurice Sims is the host of the show, you get tight with him, he might throw you up.
Is he the host or he's like the...
He's the showrunner.
Showrunner, right? Because he has mic. Well, he used to have so many mics before the pandemic.
Yeah, now he runs a second show, I think, at Monticello. I think that's all he's got now.
Okay, because there was like the Blue Room and Stone Mountain, and then he had, I don't know, a whole bunch of other ones.
There's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Now he's down to those two as far as I know.
Well, there could be more coming back up. But yeah, Maurice Sims is definitely someone you should get to know if you want to do those rooms.
For sure.
For sure.
All right. So that's the open mic rundown for the week. Segment completed.
Done with that.
All right. So I guess let's get into just our experience for the week. This past week, a week of, I guess we're not going to say the week, right?
Yeah.
We're not going to date it.
Yeah.
Don't want to ruin the magic.
Yeah. Well, this could be happening next week.
We recorded this in 2007.
Yeah.
We're just releasing it now.
It's very up to date.
Yeah. I'm doing arenas now. Anyway, so no. So my experience for the week is out of that grouping of shows, I did McCracken's on Monday. On Tuesday, I did Roll Call and Nonies. Mm-hmm. And on Wednesday, I did Roll Call again. And then one other... Oh, and then I also did a show called Shady Sisters Open Mic, which is not... The only reason I didn't list it here is because it's not every week. It's every month. So that's at Heck House in Scottsdale. It's like 10 minutes from here, actually.
Oh, well, yeah. 10 minutes from here, but Scottsdale's...
Actually, it's 40 minutes from... I don't want to tell people where I live. It's 40 minutes.
Yeah. There's a circle going around Scottsdale. Like, all right, where is he?
Where is this open mic comedy podcast happening right now? We got to find him.
They're going to find it. Well, those are good ones. What else did you do? Were those the ones?
That was it.
Let's see. What did I do?
So that was 5. I did 5 sets this past week.
That's good.
Yeah.
I went to McCracken's. Wait, this past week or the week before? But I got there too early, so I thought it wasn't happening. Oh, I did it. Yeah, the July 5th.
Rookie mistake.
Because I even looked on the calendar, but I looked at the Jimmy Max time because it's Johnny's and Jimmy's.
So did you try and go to Jimmy's?
No, because
you just said no.
Yeah.
That's enough effort.
Yeah, that's enough
time put in for tonight.
And then I did an online mic on Tuesday.
Well, as we all know, the best kind of comedy.
The best kind of comedy.
Being in your bedroom. Technically, that is true. Bo Burnham did prove that.
Yeah.
Some comedy can be really solid.
There could be a new medium there. I'm not sure how long they'll last, but I was able to do it while I was at work. I took a break.
That's pretty big.
And, did a 5-minute set.
Cool.
Instead of waiting 3 hours, which you have to do anyways at some point once you go to these open mics.
Yeah, you just have to wait for your lunch break now.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, that's good.
So far, yeah. So that's been my experience. Was, I guess the rundown. We'll say McCracken's was pretty standard. There's usually a couple people there. There was like 5 or 6 people there. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I tried some new jokes. Some of them worked. Some of them didn't. It was fine. Tuesday roll call. I'll be honest. Some of these sort of blend together. I don't really remember it that well. Roll call was kind of a blur. So that's how it is. And then, actually, I'm sorry. I did no knees first, then I did roll call. Mm-hmm. So no knees was fun. I did pretty well. It was a fun show. And then, similar situation where it was like there was a couple people there, and I tried some new stuff, and some of it worked. And then roll call, I don't remember.
That's fine.
Yeah.
You probably did really great.
I'm grinding so hard that I'm actively giving myself amnesia.
The grind
of, just getting 4 hours sleep.
The ATL comedy grind. It's back.
It's back, baby. Yeah, that's going to be the first thing that's back on the channel. So.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any gripes about these mics?
I have a couple. I'm glad you asked.
This is just happening off the top of my head. I'm just thinking about
random question.
Yeah, when I was doing a lot of mics before the pandemic, there were some things. But what are your gripes about?
My gripes I have a couple. So, this is just something that generally I think a lot of anyone who's tried to do an open mic before can relate to. Like personally, one of my least favorite things in the world is bucket spots. Because bucket spots.
Explain it. What is a bucket spot?
I don't mind bucket spots if everybody gets one. If everybody gets a spot on the show, I kind of go, okay, that's fair. We're all here. We're all trying. But it's annoying when there's like when it's like there's 2 buckets.
So usually there's a couple performers that are set.
Yeah, go up. There's booked performers, right. And then there's like they'll 2 be like, slots. Hey guys, there's 2 bucket spots, and we'll pull names out of a hat. And if you get pulled, then great.
You get to go up.
You get to go up.
The purpose of that is to draw the comedians there to drink.
And not to promote their, their talent and their,
it's to get people there, right?
It's a gimmick. Yeah. I get it. I get why you'd want to do that, but,
cause you can get 20, 30 comedians sometime, throw their name in the bucket.
Yeah. And you can get people that really, really, really want to get on stage. And
so as a performer, it could be a waste of time.
Yeah. You can show up and you don't get a spot, and that's very normal.
Mm-hmm.
Entirely normal.
And then you're just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah. I mean, you're watching comedy. You might be...
True. I won't say, okay, I'll step back. It's not useless.
You're you could sit there and drink a disgusting IPA.
Yes, you could do that too. So I guess another gripe is you don't like IPAs.
Oh, yeah. I don't like alcohol.
Okay.
As another reason why I have the body of a child.
Well, I don't know if alcohol makes you big.
It definitely makes me more. I feel like it makes me more innocent, though.
Well, I could see that. It definitely makes you more innocent if you don't drink alcohol and you're trying to choke down an IPA. But yeah, bucket spots, and then sometimes they're rigged. Did you say that? Yeah.
Well, that was something we talked about before we started recording. Was that sometimes they're rigged, and sometimes the person who's booking the show will say, hey, we have 2 bucket spots, but they already internally they know who they're going to say when they pull the name out. Or they'll have somebody, they'll see someone who they know come in, And then that person, and they'll be like, oh, I'll just call them because I know them, and they're, and usually it's because like, oh, that person's funny, but
right. I mean, sometimes it is for the sake of the show.
Yeah,
but
I get it, but you might as well, if you're gonna do that, just book the whole show. No one's gonna be mad.
Right. They just want more people there.
Yeah, but you don't need comedians. My argument is you do not need comedians to be there.
Well,
that's my gripe, is that like comedians are not a good enough audience for you to be like, yeah, come on out, comics, come, like I get you, like I want to support the show anyway, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, I've been out like 4 nights this week. I want to stay home.
Yeah, I don't want to waste 2 hours, but I would say if the person is booking the show and they're doing a percentage of the bar, they probably want people there to buy a few drinks. That way it happens a lot of places. They get a percentage of the bar. So
see, this is where I'm pretty useless in the world of bucket spots, because I'll have like I'll have a Sprite and then tip $5 and be like, thanks, but this is free.
Well, at least you're supporting them.
I try and give the bartender $5 and be like, thanks for
yeah, but if you're there and you buy 2 beers, it's what, $15, and then you got a tip on top of that.
Yeah, and then you don't get on stage. So that's I feel like that's a legitimate gripe.
Yeah, I mean
about comedy, about at least Atlanta comedy in particular is one thing that I don't know if that happens everywhere, but that's definitely something that's sprung up recently.
I think it's more standard. I went to New York and did a couple mics up there before the pandemic, and it was, you definitely had to pay.
Yeah,
but you definitely went up.
That's the thing. I don't mind paying if you go up.
Yeah. So if I was at a bucket spot, I'd be like, okay, if I'm paying for 2 drink minimum, whether I drink or not, I'll give you the money, but I better go up.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get on stage, I actually don't mind. I have $4, so I can, I'm fine with giving someone $4 for stage time, I guess. Maybe not every time, but
well, it depends on the place too. Well, then you start thinking about where you're going to go, but that goes into that other conversation we had about like how much you had to pay for parking.
Yeah. It all like financially becomes like a math problem of like, okay, how do I go to this place and make the most use of my time while also saving the most amount of money? And sometimes you have to sacrifice one. It's like a pyramid that like you can move one way or the other, but you never quite get into the middle. I don't know if that made sense, but
this is a good pyramid scheme.
If comedy is anything, I'm pretty sure it's a
pyramid scheme.
Yeah, it's like Primerica.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Let's write that down. No one's ever made a joke about that, right?
Primerica? Yeah, I don't think. No, of course not.
MLMs.
Pretty sure that's like, I think we should do that, and airline food, and
what about airline food?
Uber, and how airline food? It's just, what's the deal? What's the deal with it? Am I
You're
right?
not using any of this, right? Like this isn't in your.
It's about to be.
Oh shit.
You can have.
Darn.
You can have. Yeah, I've been working on this great Uber bit about.
Yes.
It's about how like, man, it's so expensive.
Man, it is so expensive.
Yeah, you spend so much money
to get somewhere that you gotta go.
Yeah, and you're like, man, I just spent so much.
Hey, what is this?
What's the deal?
What's the deal? I gotta pay. I'm not sure who I'm trying to imitate there.
21st century Seinfeld?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're in millennial Seinfeld.
Seinfeld of the future, like when he's only ahead.
Who are all these people driving Uber? Driving Uber around town, taking up all the parking spots.
They got these names like...
They got their hazards on in the middle lane. What's going on?
This is comedy gold right here.
Call me Steinfeld.
Comedy gold. What are some other gripes that you have?
I have a couple. I got a lot. This could be a whole...
So we did the rigged buckets. Well, we did bucket spots in general.
A bucket in general. Okay, so...
Bucket spots. There's buckets too, which are different.
The easiest... Here's the reason I get upset while I'm hitting the mic. The reason I get upset about bucket spots is because it's a very simple solution, and one that in New York I think they figured out, which is that if you announce 5 names at a time,
right?
If you say like this person's up next and these 4 are on deck, then you can then the comedian, as the comic, you can relax, because if you're called, then you go, okay, great, I'm going up in the next 5, and if you don't get called, you go, okay, great, then I can go order a drink, I can go outside, I can do whatever, and I don't have to sit in the room and wait the whole show,
right?
And you can kind of have fun and enjoy yourself. So that's what bugs me about bucket spots. That's my gripe about
Right. You can't prepare for it. Well, you have to always be prepared for it because
yeah, and that's another thing is that if you actually do get called,
you have to be there and you have to run up there like, oh, is Andrew here? Is Andrew?
Yeah, and
Andrew?
then if you're in the room, even you're like, oh shit, I didn't think I was gonna get. You're not real. Like the thing, and this is the most annoying thing. I think this just happens to me, but when I'm prepared, like I have all my jokes. Whoa.
Hello.
I feel very strongly about this. If I have all my jokes prepared and ready to go, and I know what I'm doing, and like I know the order and everything, then that's when I do not get the bucket.
Yeah.
Without fail. When I'm like prepared and ready to go, that's when I don't get it. But when I am like scrambling, I just got out of the bathroom, is when I get the bucket spot. I've gotten the bucket spot in the bathroom before.
And you've heard it was.
I've heard my name. I've heard my name before. I don't remember where it was, but I think I was doing a show in Chattanooga or something, and I just heard my name. I was in the bathroom and I heard my name, and I was just like, well, fuck.
Were you doing a number 1 or number 2?
I mean, it was a number 3 if we're honest, but
I mean,
it was a long drive. We ate Wendy's on the way there. It was tough.
Do you know Wendy's?
Yeah. It'll make you go number 3. That's their slogan now.
Yeah, it's not fourth meal. We'll make you go number 3.
I ordered a number 3 and it came out as number 3.
Okay, well,
we're getting into Blue Seinfeld now.
Yeah, you're right about being mentally prepared though. Like it's nice to relax.
Yeah, you get to at least be like being present and being like, okay, I at least know where the roadmap of this set's about to be.
Right.
You know, is a huge advantage when you get a bucket spot. Like I always end up doing better
especially you can read the room too. So you know if it's a lull, if something just happened, if you're just like scrambling to get up there, like you can't, for me, I can't read the room. Like I'm just like, I don't know what's going on because I'm trying to prepare with 10 seconds.
Yeah, I always go with this. The thing is, like, if I have a bucket spot, I always do the same set every time, just in case. Because that way it's like, okay, these are the jokes that work the best always, because I'm not going to have an ability to read the room and riff on whatever's happening. I won't be able to do crowd work because I haven't been paying attention enough to, or I wasn't present enough to, you know.
But that's a smart thing to do. I mean, if you're a beginning open micer, you should have a set of jokes.
Yes.
When you go to a mic.
That's good advice anyway. You should just have setups, punchlines, and you should say them.
And you should aim to entertain people or make them laugh.
If you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got to do a TED Talk, we've all done that.
Yeah.
We've all stood there with our ideas.
This is what I believe in, okay? Uber's number 1.
Uber. Lyft is number 2. Boo Uber. And
number 3, buses.
And you just start a rally against Lyft. Lyft is too expensive.
My girlfriend. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's a reasonable gripe, the buckets. I know we've gone on a long time about buckets.
Well, no, this is good to know, though, because I think there's something you talked about being relaxed and trying new stuff. When you are relaxed, you can be like, I'm going to go few jokes that hit well. Yeah. Go into some new stuff that I don't know about. We'll see how it works. And then end with a joke that I know works or something. Yeah.
Or, I mean, I will say as a general rule, I think if you're on a show that you're not accustomed, like if you're on a show that's bigger than you're normally used to, just do all the stuff that works, because even if the comedians have all heard it before, the audience hasn't. So I think it's just best to try and do as best as you can, no matter what. There are situation.
Yeah, there are some mics that are just for trying new stuff.
Yeah,
and maybe those are the mics that are just comedians, so you can try new things. And then there are mics where you need to bring your best stuff because there is an audience.
Yeah, and typically the bucket shows that's that time. But yeah, that's one of my gripes. I think. Do you happen to have any more gripes?
Yeah, celebrity drop-ins. Celebrity
drop-ins. This is one of those ones that's rare, I think. Unless you're in a big city. Like if you're in New York, LA, Atlanta, Chicago, Seattle.
Seattle, Austin now.
Yeah, Austin. Yeah, if you're in one of those cities, this is more common. But if you're doing like comedy in Montana, I feel like this isn't as common.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there could only be one mic in Montana, so if it does happen.
Yeah, they only have one microphone there.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably happened to me 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I'd say similar to me. I will say I have a more positive experience than you've had.
Yeah, I've had horrible experiences with them. And it's just because like if you're signed up for a list and you're preparing to go, anyone will get cut.
Yeah.
Because they have someone drop in. Because if you're a celebrity, you can drop in and be like, hey, let me do time. And people want that.
And you're talking about getting bumped by a celebrity.
Bumped or cut.
Yeah, just like completely off the show.
Right.
Because the celebrity dropped in and they did, 40 minutes or whatever.
I've had 2 celebrities do 45 minutes and then a couple do like 20 to 30.
Now, to be fair, it can be fun. If the celebrity does an appropriate amount of time on the show, because I've seen Bill Burr before, like at an open mic.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. It was the most bizarre because, like, I guess I shouldn't drop names, but I mean, it was, it was a positive experience because he showed up early and was like, "Can I go first?" And he did 15 minutes.
That's so respectful and reasonable.
A very appropriate amount of time, and then I think he should have gone at the end, but I understand why he didn't because there was 6 people there.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to get out of there. But at the same time, we were all like, "Oh, we got to all see him, and now we get to all perform."
I think it's cool, like the first time, but then like once you start getting into, I'm trying to do my stuff.
So, to work on it.
And then you're sort of like, oh, well, I wasted 2 hours, waiting, and now I'm cut or bumped.
And when you say celebrity, are you talking about like A-lister who bumps? Okay, because I've seen people who have been on TV, like who have been on like Comedy Central, who are, I wouldn't consider them celebrities necessarily, but I watched them go up and they did 15 and I was like, they didn't bump anybody.
Yeah, I would say A-list, people that have hour-long shows that have been in big movies.
Okay, so that's a small tier of people.
But then there are people that have maybe 30-minute shows.
Yeah.
Or they've been on HBO and everything, and they have a reoccurring role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are infuriating too.
Yeah, because I will say one of the most respectful is, I'll give a shout out to Matthew Broussard, who's frequently here. He's a frequent Atlanta guy. He comes here often and always very respectful and just does 15 and then lets everyone else do their time. And he shows up, lets someone go before him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't just, he like will tell the person, be like, hey, is it all right if I go up? And that person will be like, yeah, sure, fine. He's always cool about it. So those celebrity, I mean, it's celebrity. He's been on Roast Battle and I think he did a half hour on Comedy Central.
I think, if you're in the comedy world,
you might know Matthew. Yeah. That's the only reason you'd know who he is, but he looks like a
normal everyday person probably wouldn't.
Yeah. He looks like he lives on a yacht. If you haven't, I guess I can edit in a picture of what he looks like, but
can you edit in a picture of a yacht as well? Because
he looks like a yacht.
He looks like a yacht.
I'm going to edit in a picture of a yacht and just put Matthew Broussard underneath it. Sorry,
so,
man.
Yeah, that's one of my, just celebrity drop-ins. But that could also be in the bucket spots as well. Like if a local celebrity comic drops in and they're like, oh, well, let's get you up there. Which happens.
A local celebrity.
Which they're just hot in the scene.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows them, but I don't know. That infuriates me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, when someone who is just like not even a celebrity is like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, I don't know if I've seen that happen recently.
Well, not recently. No.
Okay.
I mean, but we're just griping. Oh, does that have to be in the past week?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. I don't. Yeah, Aram. Yeah, it has to be this week. This is topical. Yeah. This is a topical podcast.
I had 5 celebrities drop in this past week that just cut me out. I was like, oh, wow.
They're like, oh, is Aaron performing? Yeah, let me go bump him real quick. I know there was one more gripe that we had on
ambushes.
Oh, the ambush shows. Oh, so that one is this one I haven't had happen as much, thankfully. But the worst thing that can happen is if you're an open micer, is that the host of the show doesn't tell anyone before the show starts that there's about to be a comedy show. So like the people it's like at a restaurant and people are just trying to, they're just trying to eat dinner.
Yeah.
And then 30 comedians show up and are like, hey, we're going to talk at you for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And the people just have to sit there and take it. I feel sympathy or empathy for those people because I would hate to be sitting there and then hear stand-up comedy happening.
Well, yeah, it's like
it's not like music where you can just like tune it out or whatever. But
even if it was music, I think I would hate that in general. Like, hey guys, we're doing an improv show. You guys are lucky, and be like, oh no, I
do not want any part of this, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand 100% where people are coming from, and that's why it sucks to be in that situation where you're just like, guys, I know you came here to watch the Hawks game, but I got to do 5 minutes real quick. I always tell people, like, if you guys, I would prefer a silent room than a room of people talking over me.
Or people that are just fixated, because Rocky Mountain Pizza used to do the Steelers?
Eagles,
and it was just the worst, because then no one wants to listen to you. Everyone's trying to watch the game. But, I mean, it's just that way with sports bars.
Yeah. And the TVs are on, and they want to watch. Obviously, they want to watch. So I totally get why that is the case. But I do like, I do have sympathy for people at a bar who are like, yeah, I just came here to watch the game. I didn't come here to do comedy. That's why I don't like that's why it's a gripe for me, is the ambush, because I feel bad bothering these people. And
that's usually newer open mics. The ones you said are usually, they're pretty good about notifying people that a show's about to begin.
Or, by the way, this is another tip for if you're trying to start an open mic. Find an outdoor patio or a side room somewhere. If you're going to a restaurant or a bar, try and get away from the patrons if you can, because then the patrons can still go outside if they're like, oh, I want to see stand up.
Right.
Or they'll go into the side room if they're like, oh, I want to watch it, but they don't have to be there. They can opt out if they want. And I think that's always a better option, is if you have a room full of comedians, that is an open mic still.
Yeah.
And that still counts. Is it ideal? No. But at the same time, you kind of go, well, this is better than 40 people talking over me.
Yeah, you don't want to force your comedy on somebody.
Yeah, I think that's really what the ambush, that's my gripe with the ambush shows.
Yeah.
Is that you just sort of don't want to.
I've walked out of some of those.
Just control, alt, delete. Just
when I first started out, a guy booked me on a show, and he didn't tell, it was this fish place around here or something. But it was very busy on a Friday night.
It was a pond show.
Yeah. It was a
river show.
Yeah, it was very big. No, there was just a lot of people there, and he didn't say anything. And then he just started the show, and I was like, are you kidding me? And like people just sort of turning their backs, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Yeah,
I totally get it. I don't think I've ever done that. Because the reason I bring this one up is because I've had shows like this before in the past where I didn't know any better. Like, I remember one time I was running this open mic at a bar restaurant place that had a stage, and we'd had consistently 0 audience members for like 3 weeks straight, and then the manager was like, hey man, we're gonna have like a huge party here tonight. We're gonna have a party of like this corporate event, and there's gonna be like 100 people here. And I was like, oh, awesome, I can't wait. And then they were all there for a party. They had no idea that there was supposed to be a stand-up show the same night, so they were all, it was just loudly people talking over everyone. And all you can do in that moment is just be like, because they're not going to listen. No matter how loud you are, no matter how good your joke writing is, no matter whatever it is, it just will not get their attention. So
do your time.
You just do your time and say, hey guys, if you guys want to watch the football game, I get it. That's what I always tell everybody, is I'm like, if you guys want to watch the Falcons game, that's cool. Just ignore me for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's how it was. Smith's Old Bar. What else? They're always watching something else, so you just have to.
You just have to kind of take it and be like, all right, well, let me just say this out loud. Like, just say something that you thought of 20 minutes ago. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's the time for that, because you're not going to get anything. If you do a joke that you've told before, you're not going to gain more confidence in it. So.
Well, any last tips for open micers?
Yeah, I guess just try to do.
I'm just trying to help you out. I don't know what the next word is.
Oh, I have it in my mind. I'm trying to phrase it the right way. So my advice would be, have fun is number one. Even if you're like feeling like, oh, I need to work harder, just have fun, because the more fun you have, the better you'll be at it. Fun fact. So yeah, I think that's my advice.
Perfect.
Thank you guys for listening to the Funny-ish podcast.